as I turned around, this is 8.5B, still doing the lecture, but as I turned around and shut this camera off, I realized a mistake I made. I end up making quite a few mistakes as I do this into the evening, and I'm wore out after doing hours of these things. But the mistake I found, and you might have seen this, is 48 divided by 16. Did you divide 48 by 16 and get 4? You shouldn't have. That should be a 3 pound. And instead of 16 pounds, we should have gotten 15 pounds. Alright, because we have 12 pounds here, we multiplied our 3 times 4, and 48 ounces turns into 3 pounds because we multiplied 12 times 4 and got 48. That translates into 3 pounds. So we took our 3 pounds when we translated our ounces, and we took our 12 pounds, added them together, and that's where the 15 pounds came from. Now I'm going to erase all this. We need to remember the 15 pounds, but other than that, we don't need any of it. Alright, so let's take our 15 pounds worth of fish. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out again how much all of this fish costs. Well, the fish costs $6 a pound. That being the case, all we need to do is take the 15 pounds times $6, and that'll tell us how much all of that fish costs. And there is your $90 there. So there was some conversion there, and then you just multiply your total poundage times the cost per pound, and you get a total price there. So if you look at page 605, problem set 8.5, some problems there for you to try. Let's look at number 10. We're given 3 pounds and 4 ounces. And they're trying to change that to ounces, and then after they're done with that, they'll change it to pounds. So let's just do one where we change it all to ounces. Well, we're good to go with our 4 because it's already in ounces, so there's no conversion necessary there. So let's convert our 3 pounds to ounces. 3 pounds times line, pounds on the bottom. Do we know anything about pounds and ounces? Yes, we know that there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. Our pounds cancel. Put that over 1. 3 times 16 is 48. And ounces is what we have left here, so that's our ending. So 3 pounds converted to ounces is 48. Then we take our 4 and add it to that to give us our total number of ounces. Do the same thing when it comes to changing it to pounds. Only you're given pounds, so now you're changing 4 ounces to pounds and adding those together. And you'll end up with a decimal there. Let's do number 14. We haven't done any with lengths. We have 3 feet, 3 inches. And we're converting that, first of all, to inches. Alright, as you'll notice, we already have this in inches, so we're going to ignore that. We'll add that onto whatever this is in inches later, but we're just going to do our basic conversion. Feet, we know that there are 12 inches in a foot. Those cancel. We get 36 over 1 inches because that's what's left. We add our 3 inches that we have in the original, and we end up with 39 inches. So it works that way for all of these. Probably should do another one with time. The time one gets a little bit confusing. Let's do, let's see if we can find one where we're subtracting. 26. Subtract 3 hours, 47 minutes. Subtract that from 5 hours, 33 minutes. Make sure you put these in the right order. It doesn't say 5 hours, 33 minutes minus 3 hours. It says take this away from this. So that's why it's written that way. And if you'll notice, our top number is smaller than our bottom when it comes to minutes. So we're going to borrow an hour from here, And 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we're going to add 60 there. So now instead of 5 hours 33 minutes, we have 4 hours 93 minutes. And we're still going to subtract our 3 hours 47 minutes from that. Okay. So 4 minus 3, that gives us 1 hour. 93 minus 47 is 46 minutes. Alright, I'll leave the rest of them on your shoulders to do for me. And we're done with Chapter 8. But one thing I do want to bring up, if you look on page 609 through 612, all of the tables that you had been using throughout the chapter and flipping back and forth are right there on those 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So that makes it a little bit easier to do these problems knowing that those that table is there, especially when you're doing the test. I'll go ahead and let you use the book in order to get those tables off of there. So no worries there. Alright, so that's the end of Chapter 8.